Gonna get started. All right. Welcome to the Yoga Essence Institute for this quick yin class. Maybe blocks if you have. If you don't, that's fine. You can maybe just get some cushions. Probably not gonna need too much of it. I mean, we can do without it. Certainly a blanket, at least so that it's ready for the hand relaxation and most probably the nidra if you're moving into the nidra. So just coming for a moment into a comfortable sit Vajrasana, unless you have knee ankle issues. So if you were with me for the previous class, Power Yoga, maybe a little bit strong. So hopefully you've gotten rid of the sweat, cooled down a little bit. If not, it's going to be a great stretch to come into a toe squat. So bringing all 10 toes curled under. Hopefully you can see that in the video. So you really want to have your toes on the floor as much as possible, all 10 toes. Unless you have more toes, some people might have a 6th toe. Who knows? And just rest there for a moment. Whenever you feel this is too much, you can maybe release, but try to stay with it. So it's not going to be long, don't worry. I'm not too bad, a little bit mean, but not too bad. It's very good to activate the energy in the sole of the feet, lower part of the body, the legs. So we have all lower meridians, main meridians of the body that are ending or starting into the feet. So that helps to start energizing some of the energy in the body. Maybe closing your eyes and you can just watch your breath as it comes in through the nostrils, out through the nostrils. So if you are new to yin, this is quite a meditative practice, nice and relaxed. We're working more so on the floor, holding the poses for a few minutes. We'll see how we go. This is quite a short practice, so some maybe will hold a little bit shorter so that you can get enough different stretches. And mostly it's quite meditative as it's very slow on the floor. You have the time to get into the different poses, watch your breath, maybe also watch your emotions, sensations in the body, definitely. So very good to start relaxing in the evening. Maybe you bring some dim light, staying for a little bit longer. Stay on your knees, yes. Keep stretching those toes. Very slowly you can start to release. So a few different ways to relax. From this one, you can come into a cat and cow, extend your legs, and you can just tap your toes, make some noise. Hopefully the kids are not sleeping yet, or the other way, maybe a little bit stronger. See how you go with that. You can lean back on the top of your feet. Lean back, lean back, lean back, hands behind, and see if you can start lifting your knees. So this is an ankle stretch. So you should be feeling the stretch into the front of your feet. So we reverse. Basically, we reverse what we just did. You can stay there maybe a little bit longer or slowly release. Coming forward. And we're going to come into a pose that we did before, but much more relaxed. We're going to come into shoelace. So you can bring your right knee forward. and bringing your right foot out to the side. Keep coming forward so that you can bring your left knee right behind your right, and see if you can really bring your feet out to the side so that when you start reaching back with your hips, you're not sitting on your feet. So for this pose, if this is too much for you, you might be using a block or the blanket, just something to maybe elevate slightly your hips. If this is really too much, you can always bring your bottom leg straight. So in this case, this would be the left. If you do this, maybe you don't need anything under your hips because this is quite easy. Otherwise, you want to have your knees together. So I'm still quite tight in my hips, so sometimes I need to sort of push my knees together so that they come right on top of each other. Or normally, if you have a good position from here, it just happens automatically. And this is actually a meditative pose. Believe it or not, it's not just the lotus or cross-legged for meditation, but this is quite a good one. So you can just maybe stay there if this is maybe enough for you to go through. Or otherwise, we've got a few different options. So if you've taken the previous class, we can do also Garudasana arms. So you can bring your arms out and you bring your right arm under for Garudasana. If you want to try but you haven't been to the class before, you don't feel like something too strong, you can just maybe get hold of your shoulders and see if you can lift your elbows. So either way, you lift your elbows if you want to go further, and then you reach forward. So trying to relax your chest on your thighs with your elbows coming in front of your knees, and see if you can relax your chin on your knee. Just trying to find a comfortable folding position. So just trying to find comfort so that you can really find support. Ideally, your hips are in contact with the floor. Your chest is rested forward, chin rested forward, so there is no force at all. You're not using muscles, and you can just really relax. Close your eyes. And just focus on the breath. So in the yin practice, not much to do. Good evening practice. You start to unwind, relax. Just let the breath soften. And as you continue to focus on the breath, getting into the practice, you might notice that the breath softens, lengthens. very slowly, maybe still with your eyes closed, you can start to come up as you inhale. So very, very slow movement, no jerking. And you can place your hands behind your hips, leaning back to unwind. Feet mat distance apart, and you can just take a few windshield wipers, exhaling both knees out one way, just to relax into the hips, getting some movement here, very gentle. And then you can cross your legs. Watch your knees for this one. And we're just coming back onto our all fours to get into the second side, just the way we did for the first side. So you bring your left knee forward. See if you can start opening your left knee out to the right, placing your right knee right behind you. And you keep opening your feet out to the side, nice and gentle. We sit down, you can adjust, maybe wiggling your hips. Again, just like I did before, if you feel that you can maybe bring your knees together a bit more if that feels good. Sitting if you need to, so adjust so that you have a comfortable seat for yourself. Maybe spine is nice and straight and you can just stay there. Or if you want to go for your Garudasana, you can extend your arms out and you bring your left arm under. Again, maybe palms together if you have the full Garudasana, or if you feel like a little bit more relaxation, just giving yourself a good loving hug, and then you can slowly, as you exhale, start folding over your leg, but ideally not having your left hip lifting up. If you feel that your hip is lifting up, maybe you're going a bit too far, so you don't want to have to sort of engage a bit too much into muscles if you want to go too far. So it's probably best to rest nicely, maybe just with your hands relaxed on your knee so that you can relax into your shoulders. If that's where you're at, there is no need to go too far into it. There's already a good stretch happening into the hips. You can close your eyes. And connect with your breath to the sensations in the body. Quite possibly feeling some emotions as we hold a lot of emotions around the lower abdomen, hips. And you just linger in whichever position is good for you. few more deep breaths. And very slowly inhaling to come up. Again, we can release with the hands behind for a few windshield wipers, moving nice and slow, just feeling those sensations into the hips, legs, just getting a little movement here. And then we'll move into a Sphinx pose. So watch your knees if you're crossing your legs to come forward. You can lean over onto your abdomen, keeping your feet probably at least hip width distance apart to make it easy on the lower back. And you want to make sure that your elbows are right under your shoulders. Elbows should be shoulder width distance apart, so not too wide. Often people just tend to slouch a bit, so this is not cactus. You want to have your elbows right under your shoulders. And if this is too much for your lower back, you can move your hands, forearms forward, and the further forward, the easier it becomes to the lower back. But if you want more, just don't bring your elbows past behind your shoulders, otherwise you're going to be engaging into your shoulders and you're not going to be able to relax. So you want to be feeling your arm completely vertical so that you can really find support on your elbows. Shoulders are relaxing, shoulder blades are melting into your back just so that the neck is long and you relax completely. So you can stay there if that's enough for you. If you've been to my previous class, you might want to get maybe a further stretch, which is a little bit of a strong stretch, maybe not so relaxing, but see how you go if you want to try that for an additional quad stretch. So maybe you can get hold of your left foot. And if you just want to lean onto your right arm and start stretching, getting your heel close to your buttocks. So one option, if you're quite flexible and want to try to get into a bit of an easy pose where you can relax, is to bring the toes into the inside of your elbow. So you hopefully can relax. Maybe you will need to bring your right hand in slightly so that you can lean a bit more so onto your forearm. If you want a bit more of a stretch with your hand on top of your foot, see if you can pivot your fingers forward, so really pressing onto the top of your foot, and you bring your heel more so to the outside of your hip. So you should be also feeling a good stretch into your shoulder. And if you still want more, you can press onto your right hand, accentuating the back bend, and you try to keep squaring your shoulders as much as possible. So again, this one is maybe not so yin, there's a bit of yang in it, but see if you can find a place of relaxation in this strong storm, maybe. Deepening the breath. So we're not going to be in this one for too long. Some people are probably still in the Sphinx pose. So if you're into your Sphinx pose, you can stay into your Sphinx pose. If you feel like coming up to a seal for a little bit more, you can. Otherwise, we're slowly going to start releasing that left leg to take the other side. So again, if you were into your Sphinx pose and for the last minute or so you want a bit more, you can come to a seal, bringing your hands out to the side, arms straight, relaxing completely. into your shavasana, relaxing completely. Palms facing upwards, let your toes drop out to the side, and we'll be focusing on the breath for a moment. So just let the breath be natural. Let it relax for a moment, couple of breaths as you settle into your shavasana on your back again, relaxing the shoulder blades, shoulders, upper back on the floor. So just notice what your unconscious breath might be like. Just letting it do what it wants without trying to control the breath at all. Just trying to be an observer of where you feel the breath, its quality. And now see if you can breathe in through the nostrils, really just into the upper chest, up your collarbones, so you should be feeling your shoulders expanding. And as you exhale, see if you can really relax, soften the shoulders. So releasing the upper lungs. And we keep focusing on the upper lungs as you inhale. So expanding very much into the upper lung, the shoulders, collarbones, shoulder blades. Exhale out the nose. Relaxing into the shoulders. So not that we want a short breath, but you're really focusing on the upper lungs, shoulders, inhaling. Just like if you think of a pigeon puffing his chest out. Exhale, you release. So we hold a lot of tension in the shoulders. Breathing into the shoulders and exhaling, releasing might help to let go of some of this tension. So we'll take a few more breaths here. So this is your conscious breathing. Focusing on the upper back to release tension into the neck, shoulders. And one more deep breath in through the nose to expand. Exhale, you soften, you let it all go completely, moving into your final shavasana for a few minutes. Eyes are soft, face is relaxed, neck should be completely relaxed. And maybe just focusing on the sensations in the spine, between your shoulder blades, upper back, neck, your shoulders, front of the shoulders, collarbone, upper chest, maybe all the way to the neck, the front, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck, going down the shoulders into the back, shoulder blades. So again, we are relaxing. You can let your unconscious breathing take over. Just letting the breath do what it does. But try to focus your attention into this upper back, neck, shoulders. Just to observe the sensations there. Maybe you didn't realize that you are holding some tension. Maybe you have released some tension. Whatever it might be, without judgment. Just observe the sensations. And observe the unconscious breath. The one that you don't normally realize. And see if maybe there's constriction in that breath, in that upper part of the body, chest, that might help to create the tension or not help to release any built up of tension from just normal activity, physical activity, or imbalances from computer work or any work with your hands, cooking, driving, anything that is quite asymmetrical and that can put some pressure on the neck and shoulders. We'll take a few more breaths to let all that dissolve. And then returning to a deeper breath in through the nose. You can start to get some movement into your fingers, toes. On the next inhale, you can stretch your arms overhead, feeling into the shoulders, extending your fingers forward, and then rolling onto one side as you exhale. Couple of breaths there. And when you feel ready, you can press your hands into the earth to come to a comfortable sit with your palms together in front of your heart. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Neck is long. Just taking a moment here to notice again the unconscious breath, its effects on the shoulders, neck. So you should be feeling much more relaxed, released into the upper back, neck. Trying to keep this feeling of softness into the shoulders, the attention of the breath into the upper lungs, up in the shoulders, maybe all throughout the day. Bringing the tips of the thumbs to the third eye, and we bow in gratitude to the divine light that surrounds us and resides within each one of us. Hari Om Tat Sat. Peace, love and light. Gently blinking your eyes open when you feel ready.